Batgirl, issue 17, legacy number 222, Tate BROMBAL writing with TAKESHI MIYAZAWA on the art. So Cass is back in Gotham. She's set up an apartment for her brother and Jaya to stay in, which is neat. That said, though, I feel a little bit cock-teased. I'm not going to lie, because this issue is like, oh, Cass is on the way to have dinner with the Bat family, and she's on the phone to Steph, but something comes up to make her not get there. So we're still not had her interact with anyone outside of like a phone call with anyone else.
I need Steph to meet Jay Tiger, because I feel like they're going to out awkward each other, right? Because Steph is constantly talking. That's why her and Cass work well together, and Jay Tiger's too pure for this world, and I guess the interactions between them. So I give BROMBAL credit for like me being disappointed that they're not any closer to, you know, her showing her new brother to the rest of the family. You know? Yeah.
Now, admittedly, the end of this issue obviously teases the Great of the Spirit World, so I don't know if that's going to be the rest of the arc or just like, you know, one issue of it and then back to Gotham or whatever. But I do almost wonder if we could get towards the end of this arc and part of it's going to be that Jaya or her brother goes to find Bat Family for help. Like this idea that we need help. Cass, for some reason, isn't, you know, made that call, or maybe Cass is in too much trouble now and she can't. So like they go looking and find either Steph or someone else. They oh, where do we go? Do we put a bat signal up? How do we find the Bat Family? What do we do? But somehow get in contact with them for help. I could see that.
Worst case scenario, because don't forget there's the Xanthi character from Spirit World, but the other character that showed up to help in Spirit World was Constantine. So let's not hope that's who ends up showing up.
I hope not. Yeah,
to help.
Yeah. Anyway,
you know, but
the plot here is that the blood powers that one assassin had from the blood, where like the blood comes out like a sort of manifestation of all these like squiggly lines that can attack. Basically, that starts happening.
It looks like a symbiote.
Kinda, yeah. That starts happening to Cass very suddenly, and she's trying to control it. We get a scene with Jaya and Jade Tiger just talking about being in Gotham, and he's impressed by the city and all that. But he feels kind of weird because Cass didn't immediately, you know, take him to introduce him to her Bat Family. So he feels like a little bit of an outsider, and she's like, hey, maybe you should just like bring up these feelings and talk to her about it. So, which he kind of tries to do later, but he does it like a really awkward point when in the middle of a fight. So he's like, I didn't mean right now. So that's fun. But
he's sheltered.
Yeah. So Cass like makes her way back to them. She's in costume now, and she's like, hey, I need help. I can't control these blood powers. She's sort of fighting it with every urge she has for it not to just sort of unleash and start going around. And they've got like an extra little bit of design around her like speech bubbles and her narration, where it's almost like the bloodlines are kind of like squiggling around those as well. So that's just a nice little touch to make it feel different. But they want to find the Blood Master, who's the head of the Blood Clan or whatever they're called.
Yeah, whatever their group's called. I do like that Jaya, who I still don't trust because of the events that happened at it wasn't, what was the name of that? It wasn't Shangri-La, but it felt like Shangri-La. Where that you had to do like rituals or something to unlock this power. And as far as Cass knows, she took no oath and did no ritual. So it feels like this has something to do with, you know, because they are cousins to her family, right? To her mom. The Blood Clan or whatever we're calling them. So yeah, definitely some weird stuff, which I do like. I feel like the last person that needs weird blood powers is Cassandra Cain.
Yeah.
You know, so what's the mystery afoot?
The Blood of Wu is the name of the group specifically.
Yes,
but
there we go.
They've got their first skyscraper in Gotham. It's just opening up, so they're setting a foothold in the US. So they're like, oh, let's go there and try and find him. I actually did like, there's a bit of a twist here, actually, where they're going to get to this guy, and he's got like 3 like lady bodyguards / assistants who are all kind of in red, and they kind of all look like, oh, the sub bosses in a video game. Like before you get to the big final boss, you'd have to go through these 3 chicks to get to him. But the twist here is that they actually turn on this guy and assassinate him. And it's like, oh no, like they've got their own plans here, and now they're taking charge. And our characters are actually sneaking up on them just as this is happening, so they see it and they're like, oh shit, we weren't expecting that. What do we do now?
The look of shock on Jay Tiger's face right after she shoots this dude in the back of the head. And he's just like, what? And I don't think that the artist, and I always butcher the name, but I have to look at it, Miyazawa. I don't think Miyazawa could have drawn them more wide and still make it look normal. Really good twist.
Yeah, but I love that Cass though in the mask is like scowling. Like her eyes are the opposite, where she's like locked in now because she's just witnessed a murder.
Yep.
So yeah, and we get some fun fighting here where she kind of unleashes a little bit. And like the blood powers are kind of helping, but obviously she wants rid of this curse. That's effectively the plot of the book right now, is that she wants rid of this. But yeah, they get into the elevator and we get a cool sequence where when the elevator breaks down like 5 floors from the top, they get out and they fight a bunch of guys and they have this conversation. And we actually get like a 2-page layout where we go down the one side of the 2 sides like normal, but at the bottom, the bubbles actually make it clear that you're meant to go from the bottom of the other side and go up the stairs as they're going up this flight of stairs. So it's a really unique little layout that feels it's got that kind of energy to going through the train from earlier on in the first arc and you know, sequences like that. And it's good stuff. Like it looks really good. The art's working here.
And in the spirit of this, with the bunch of different like ninja clans or whatever, it does feel like a side scroller, like old video game too. The way that you're following them up and the way that they're dispatching all the people, you know. So again, a lot of creative action in the art. And
they're very distinct, these 3 characters. Actually, it's not like they all just look the copies of the same person. Like one's got the circular red glasses and kind of the sort of the hair that's even on either side. There's the one chick who's got like the hair tied back, but she's got like a face mask on. She's got like a trench coat, and the other one's got the sort of the small sort of red kind of anime coat but she's got like her hair shaved in one side. So they all have very distinct appearances, so you can tell them apart. But they all have red and black in their outfits, so they're there's a theming there still, for sure. So yeah, I could see these being like Streets of Rage bosses or something. But yeah.
But you're right. They felt like the sub bosses where, you know, you have to fight them one by one to get to the main boss. And that's where I thought we were going here. You know? Yeah,
but of course they completely, you know, flip his. But yeah, Cass in her head's like, oh, yeah, I need to like embrace this blood for a bit and become the monster to fight back, which, you know, she does and kind of wins. And they're like, hey, are you okay, Cass? So Cass is a little bit angrier and she sort of, you know, kicks down the door and she's like, hey, Bloodmaster, I've got words for you. And yeah, he's like basically in like I don't know if he's in like a trance, but he's kind of like connected to the portal to the spirit world. And that's kind of the cliffhanger. It's like, oh, that's a portal to the spirit world. Are we going in there? And we might be. So, you know, what's this clan doing with the spirit world? We'll find out next time, I guess.
Yeah. And the fact that they just shoot him in the back of the head to open the portal to the underworld, that is dark. That is like dark blood magic stuff. But I also like, again, Jay Tiger stealing the scenes where he's like, I don't think you're going to make it to that dinner. You know, as he sees this man with a portal coming out of the back of his head.
It's interesting because, I mean, I guess I assumed he was dead until this last page, and I'm like, oh no, this was to open the portal? Okay. All right. We'll see how that works.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I'm a little bit worried that we're immediately going somewhere else after just getting back to Gotham, and I was like really enjoying just having like the fight sequences and like, you know, a building going upstairs because the art is really good at doing that. I was excited to see, you know, not only Cass like reunite with some of the Bat family members, but yeah, maybe introduce her brother to them, stuff like that. So the fact that we're immediately potentially getting into Spirit World, and I really hope it's not like the rest of the arc. I hope it's not like 4 issues of being in Spirit World, and then we get out of the Spirit World in the last issue of the arc. Like, I hope that's not what we're doing here, because it'll feel like a bit of a bummer to me that we're kind of just, we keep having story arcs where it's all just about being away for, you know, 5 issues at a time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I get it, but I also like the mysticism and the bringing on these different ninja clans and seeing the action sequences unfold.
I really like this issue. I do. I think this issue is great. I'm just concerned about what the rest of this arc is going to be based on this ending, and because of how I felt by the time we were done with all the sanctuary stuff or whatever it was called.
Yeah, I think as long as it's like 3 issues, I think I could handle that. And then we get the big, you know, for issue 20, we get the big return to Gotham, and she gets to inform Babs and Steph and the rest of the crew, the stuff that she's been through, you know. But yeah, if we go beyond, if this is being like a 6-issue through Spirit World, I am going to be a little upset.
Yeah. I mean, it may be very good, but the last one I think did kind of wear its welcome thin, and I was definitely ready for it to be done by the time we got near the end of it. So I don't know. I'm just like, there's so much good about this book when it's focusing on the things that I like to focus on, but then it kind of, I don't know, it kind of meanders a little bit into like other stuff. And you know, last time that was like all the different people involved and like the unburied and all that stuff. Here it could be Spirit World nonsense, but I'm hoping that I won't feel that way. But it is a concern just based on what we're doing next. So we'll see. But no, but the art was fantastic though. Like I say, that stairwell 2-page layout was fantastic. All the fighting looks really good. The facial expressions are great. You know, there's not a lot to ding there in terms of the art. So cool. What are you giving Batgirl, Matt?
I'm gonna give this an 8.
I too am going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think that is the correct score.